What's going on, guys? Today we're checking out this, which is a 3D printed Zudah head bust model kit here, a resin 3D printed kit from Weston Harris Design. So this is something that he is going to be selling on his Etsy store. I'll have a link for you guys down in the video description. I believe it's not up on there yet at the moment of recording this part of the video anyway. But here is the first of 2 bags of parts here. This is a 1/48 scale Zudah head bust, and here you can see it looks like we have a couple of options as far as the variations for it. So with the commander antenna, and then the one that has the kind of extra slits there at the top, or just the one that does not. So we have a few options for this. There's a QR codes there at the bottom as well. I don't think we're gonna have any instructions in here. It looks like it's probably a pretty straightforward kit. No, there's not instructions. There's just some pieces in here. I think we can probably figure it out. Let's just take a look at a couple of the parts here. So this is obviously the base plate, and he told me that while designing the kit, he was trying to place the gates, or it's not gates, it's the attachment points for the 3D printing in areas that would not show, so that it would be just kind of less work when it comes to sanding the kit. So like here, for example, it's on the bottom side of this part, which is a part that's not going to be seen. Still probably going to want to sand that anyway, but that's obviously one of the options for the top of the head there. The second bag here has a few more of the parts. Let's just go ahead and take a look at a few of these. So in this video, I want to just show you guys obviously what the kit is going to look like, and then paint it. And so I'll show you guys the painted kit is going to look like. Obviously there's only probably about a dozen parts or so, so not too many parts, but they just need some sanding just to get everything all kind of prepped and ready for painting, and then we'll be good to go. This is the part for the neck part here. So again, looks really nice. Got a couple of stickers in here as well. Very cool. So yeah, big thank you to Weston Harris for sending this to me to check out and share with you guys. Let me go ahead and get this just assembled, and then I'll show you how it looks, and then we can get to work on painting it. All right, and here it is all put together, just kind of dry assembly here. I haven't done any cleanup on this yet at all, just put the parts together just to get a sense of how this is going to look. It looks really, really cool. I should also mention the scale is cool, being a 1/48 scale. I think this should put it very similar. The Exceed Zaku heads and like Exceed Dom heads, I believe they're either 1/48 scale or 1/35 scale, around there. I think 1/48 about is right, but anyway, it seems to be very similar in scale to the Exceed Zaku heads if you guys have some of those. So this will kind of go along very well with your collection of those if you have some. But obviously there, as you can see, the head can turn. Also the Monoeye inside there, kind of take this part off just to show you guys. There's a clear part there for that, and also that will turn side to side here as well. So that's pretty cool if you wanted to have it in a particular pose. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Commander Fin antenna version here. Let me go ahead and do some cleanup on this, and then we'll get to painting. Alright guys, and here is the finished result. What a fun little kit this was to work on. For the colors of this one, I went with a little bit darker blue than the typical kind of very light baby blue color that we typically see on the Zudah, just because I thought this color was a little bit more interesting. I will have the colors for you guys listed in the video description down there below, the exact paints that I used. The blue was a custom mix. For the gray parts, that was actually also a mix that I couldn't tell you what's in it, because that's just my spare leftover gray bottle that I just throw all my leftover mixed grays in, and it's slightly purplish in tone, which I think also was a nice color here. For the frame kind of mechanical parts here on the kit, and aside from the 2 main colors there, I did also paint the clear Monoeye part in a mix of clear orange and also like a ruby red crystal color, just to give it a little bit more reddish iridescent shine to it. And then after that, pretty much did some basic panel lining with some Mr. Weathering color dark brown for that to give it a nice color for the panel lining, and then just used some 1/44 scale Xeon decals for it actually, which I thought actually fit quite well considering the scale of this is much larger than 1/44 scale. I think those 1/44 scale decals work really well to look like very realistic for this scale, and so really happy with how those came out looking as well. Then for the top coats, just the typical Mr.Color GX114 matte clear coat that has such a nice finish to it, made it to look really nice and crispy clean, and also then just made a custom woodblock base there, just a stained wood block, and then threw a Xeon logo on the wood block base as well, just for a little bit more kind of style to the base as well. And that's pretty much it. So very simple little project. Oh, I guess there's one other kind of modification that I made, a thicker connection rod piece to mount the kit up onto the base. There's just a 3mm rod inside of there, but then also a 5mm tube going around that, just so it's kind of like I said, just kind of a little bit thicker. Connecting the head up a little bit off the base. You could just mount it directly onto the top of the base, but I wanted it to be slightly elevated, so I've jacked it up probably about like a centimeter and a half, something like that. Everything's glued except for the monoeye and like the head itself on the base, so you could still turn it like at the neck joint it would be, and you could also still turn the monoeye on this, but at the time being I'm just going to kind of leave it like that. But I may end up just gluing those parts later on, just out of an excess of caution. Don't want to be like walking around with it at some point and accidentally the head falls off or something. But anyway, really cool kit here, definitely a lot of fun to work on. Definitely wouldn't mind working on another one at some point in the future, because this one I just kind of did like a very basic paint and decal job on, pretty simple, but it would be fun to work on another one of these with a little bit more kind of customization, like adding a little bit more detail kind of here and there into some of the parts. I think could be fun. So maybe at some point may work on another one. I think would be kind of cool. And then it would be also kind of cool to try out a Zudah F color scheme on it with kind of like a brownish tan gold kind of color scheme. I'm not exactly sure how to interpret the color scheme just based off of the official art for the Zudah F, but it would be cool to try to interpret that onto another one of these heads at some point in the future. But very cool kits, definitely recommended for you guys to check out. I'll leave a link in the video description. In the course of working on this kit, I heard from Winston that he's got the Etsy link ready for you guys, so if you do want to check out the kit for yourself, I'll have the link for you guys down in the video description. I think very reasonably priced for a nice little kit like this. It took a little bit of cleanup, not really all that much, just a little bit of sanding. Honestly, if you're just looking to do a simple paint up like this, it won't take you very long, or you could definitely, like I said, do a little bit more customization on it as well. Might be kind of fun. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thanks so much for checking this out. Really fun little project here. Nice to knock this out for the 100th build in 10 years here on YouTube. Definitely cause for celebration. As always, guys, thanks so much for all of your support. And after leaving a comment, if you wouldn't mind also leaving a like and making sure that you're subscribed, that would also help out a great deal. I really appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much. Till next time, hope you all have a great day. See you later. Bye, guys.